Welcome back. Now, if you're a parent, do you ever feel like your baby was trying to tell you something but was too young to talk? Well, you might have benefited from baby sign classes.
I went to SuperHands, a group which teaches babies how to communicate using simple signs before they can even say their first words.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Miriam Devitt is the mum behind SuperHands, and the baby sign classes idea came when she was looking for a course to do with her own daughter.
I went and learned ISL myself and started signing with her when she was tiny, and then she started signing back, and I thought this was absolutely amazing because even though I knew in theory you could do it, when I actually saw her signing milk at 7 months, it just blew my mind that she could do that, and very soon then she picked up more and more signs. So I decided to put a course together, and that's how SuperHands grew out of.
I like milk. When they're finished, I want more.
So you can teach a baby from 6 or 7 months to make signs, and then they can tell their parents or their caregivers exactly what they want, and that reduces the frustration and actually encourages them to speak as well, so they tend to speak earlier. So it's great for their all-round communication skills.
Does it come quickly to babies?
It does. I mean, they would naturally start to gesture anyway. You know, a baby will point, they'll put their hands up if they want to be picked up, and they'll shake their head and things like that. So they do it naturally anyway. So with giving them the baby signs, you're just adding to that. This is milk, for example. This is eat. This is drink. They're very simple. They're very easy. This is book. You know, it's things that little hands can do very early on.
Okay, and it all looks pretty easy, but how do you communicate that in a class?
At home with the parents, it's in context and repeated. But in class, we do it through poems and songs. So it's a lot of fun for them.
Fast and slow, fast and slow, fast and slow.
And so, say you're teaching them bird, usually a baby will start to say it as well, so buh, 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 and the word is coming with the sign. So if you're putting that in a nice poem and a song, and you're using the same songs and sounds and poems and things all over, it's basically making it easier for them to remember the words and sounds that will then go on to be a full spoken language.
Miriam says research from the US highlights the benefits.
Babies who sign tend to speak earlier, then they tend to have a wider vocabulary at school-going age, and there's research to show that they have a higher IQ at the age of 12, because you're actually expanding their emotional intelligence as well by, for example, if they feel sad, they have a word for that and a sign. So you're naming their emotions, or if they feel happy, they can tell you that as well, which is great. So you're basically making it easier for them to start talking, and those advantages grow exponentially then as they get bigger.
Teddy is a veteran of baby signing, as his mum Sally Ann explains.
Knew at 9 months he was going to start getting frustrated because he'd want to communicate with me and he wouldn't have the words. So it was like getting a head start on the tantrums at 12 months, 18 months. And now he's 18 months and he's able to, if not sign all the signs back to me, he can understand, like when I say all gone or finished, which is this, he knows it's all gone, it's finished.
Tell us about the first sign that he communicated back to you then.
Well, Teddy, like the other boys, all about food. So more, which is this.
Yeah.
So when he wanted more food, he'd shout from the high chair, ma, ma, and do his hands up and down. I jumped up and down with excitement.
Really?
When he starts to sign. Yeah.
It's kind of like baby's first words in a way.
Well, it is. And third boy, but it doesn't make it any less exciting.
Teddy has 2 older brothers, and Sally Ann can see the difference the baby signing has made to her youngest.
I think he's definitely less frustrated, and he knows even if he actually doesn't know a sign for what he's trying to say, he'll nearly do more sign to tell me that he's trying to tell me something. So instead of usually what the other 2 boys at this age did was throw themselves on the floor and threw a tantrum, he comes to me, holds onto my leg, and he'll shake his hand. So I know he actually wants to tell me something as opposed to having a tantrum.
So also your message as a mum is getting across more strongly and more effectively as well.
Yeah, and
so
when I can't
no,
shout and I say stop, sometimes he'll catch me and he'll think, okay, Mother doesn't have to scream, I can just do stop.
Does he ever rebel with the baby sign language?
Not yet, but he's 18 months, so I'm sure there's plenty of time.
That's probably not in the vocab. You don't come home with that on the CD.
No.
How to say, no, Mum, I'm not doing this.
No, not yet anyway.
And you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're sad and you know it, clap your hands.
I'm disgusted. Nobody here is joining in. So, anyway.